Welcome back to Action 2 News this morning. First Alert Safety Desk now with Aisha. Warning to be on the lookout for extortion emails or texts. And Aisha, this is when a scammer claims that they've been watching you.
Right, Tammy. We've both reported on these scams and they can be scary. This morning, the Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection says it has received an increased number of reports about these extortion attempts. The messages officials say falsely claim they have private and potentially damaging information, often video recordings of you. They may even imply they've been watching and recording all of your actions for a long time. The scammer also may threaten to send this data to your friends, family, coworkers if you do not pay up. This is all a scam. The scammer typically will request the money in the form of cryptocurrency, and the message will be designed to scare you. And we want you to remember this morning to not panic. Never send money, whether in the form of cryptocurrency, gift cards, or direct wire transfers. Also change your password, especially if the scammer references having it. If you reuse the password for multiple accounts, create new and unique passwords for each account to prevent the scammer from accessing any of them. It's also really important to report all of this to authorities. As we often say, ftc.gov is a good place to do that. A little more about this scam. The scammer often will tell you you have visited unsafe websites, saying they have access to your cell phone camera, which can be scary. They may even send some accurate information to make their claim more believable, something like a Google Maps photo of your home. Again, this can be pretty alarming, pretty convincing, but it is a scam. So take that moment, ignore it, but then report it to authorities, guys.
Yes.